If you've got a modern trail bike or enduro bike, whatever, and you want another bike for commuting, getting fit on, and you don't know whether to get, you know, an XC bike or a road bike or a winter bike or a cross bike, just get one of these. You know, get something that all the bikes you need, but with a massive dose of rewarding fun, speed and responsiveness. My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a professional bike and kit reviewer for nearly 25 years, and today the bike I've been live ride reviewing after a 6-month wait for some of you is the Santa Cruz Stigmata CC. Super premium mountain bike bred, drop bar, do anything bike. And if you only know Santa Cruz for their mountain bikes, which obviously what they're best known for, and you're thinking, what the hell is a gravel bike and why would I want one? Then versatility, basically. You got something that's light enough to be a fast, enjoyable and efficient road bike, but tough enough to take the kind of battering you'd normally reserve on it for a cross-country hardtail. And it's got large volume tubeless tyres, powerful disc brakes and wide range gears, so the equipment's pretty much ready for everything. But I mean, drop bars are mainly there for kind of, you know, your loads of different handholds, versatility, you know, drops for descending or for getting really aggressive, hoods for cruising, tops, especially on these back swept zips, just for chilling out, steadier. But what the real fun is a gravel bike, it just makes all those sort of cross-country local trails like these fun again. You know, there's no escaping the fact that if this was a cross-country hardtail, you'd probably say it was a bit rubbish. The bars are really narrow, so you haven't got quite as much leverage. You got a steep head angle, so it's twitchier. You know, obviously, it's got no suspension fork either. But then, it'd be hard. Well, you won't find an XC hardtail with suspension that weighs 8 kilos without spending a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, this isn't cheap, but, and it's kind of, you're really asking for punishment to turn up for a road ride on a cross-country bike. And it's just, I don't know, there's just a vibe about it, kind of insolence about having a drop bar bike that you can do anything and go anywhere on. I was hoping to get somewhere exotic and wild to film this, but coronavirus and weather kind of intervened. And you can always watch all the King Alfred's Way stuff where, you know, I put in 400k on this bike around the south of England fully loaded, and equally loved it then. But a lot of the riding I'll be doing on it has been exactly what I'm doing now, going out for a quick local mixed surface thrash, a little bit of a back road, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of single track, you know, and it's just brilliant for that. Just taking whatever you want to put on the riding agenda and not just surviving it, but properly thriving on it. So, a lot of inspiration for the frame construction, the composite layout came from the highball, super light, super smooth 29 race bike. And then, because it's a rigid fork, a lot of the fork DNA actually comes from Danny McCaskill's Kyle's bike. So, perhaps not surprising, the whole frame set and fork, as with all Santa Cruzes, gets a lifetime warranty. So you've no worries about giving it the beans mountain bike style or anchoring on hard with those 160mm rotors, because this is really precise and accurate in feel when you're dodging these potholes at speed. And also the actual frame feel, definitely on the racy side. Oh, sorry, thank you. Definitely on the racy side of responsive, so really good power delivery. So those big asymmetric chainstays, but especially with these fire crests on, still a decent amount of float. You know, if you're putting in 10+ days on rough trails and gravel, or taking it somewhere a bit more rowdy and rocky. And in terms of tyre clearance, he'll take a 45 in 700C or a 53 in 650. And that's not just, you know, it'll just about squeeze it in. That's a really generous, plenty of room to spare figure. And the fact that it is eminently practical and just totally predictable just is one of its massive strengths. Threaded bottom bracket, mudguard eyes, 3 bottle bosses, lifetime warranty. I think I've said that enough now, but that's a big call out on a bike this light that'll go this quick over anything you're prepared to point it at. And whether you get these Zipps or you go with the reserve wheels on the actual official Santa Cruz build, they're lifetime warranted as well. So yes, you are paying extra, but you're getting a lot of peace of mind and awesome performance as a reward. This is flying! I feel like I need to add a disclaimer that I haven't speeded this footage up, it's going so quick. So, I know, 1, 2, 3, 4, there you go. Can't speed it up now, but so if you're worried about the fact that they've made it smoother, shorter and taller, has made the Stig V3 any less of a proper pinner, then hopefully this video and how much I'm enjoying this bike under power will kind of ease those fears off. Because there were times when the V2, you know, I used to know why they called it Stigmata, because you could properly suffer on the cross races with that one. But then it's the fact that coming to a transition like this rather, it doesn't just absolutely die on its arse. It's out the saddle and on the attack, pushing the gear over each little rise. So yeah, you don't need super light, spanky composite frame to get all those go anywhere, do everything advantages. And a fat tyre will hide, you know, fairly stiff frame, no problem at all. Alloy is definitely the cost-effective solution for this sort of riding, but if you can afford a bike like this, why not? Because the advantages are very real and very palpable, not just in every pedal stroke, but in every glide, every precise little saved slide, and every kilometre that just goes by that bit easier and smoother. So you stay out for 2 hours, not 1. You pack your lights and a jacket. You don't just do bare minimum. You max out every opportunity. And that, I guess, I've been looking for a way to sum this bike up. It's a maximizer. Maximum fun, maximum possibility in a super wide variety of situations. Oh, I do love a stick. I really love a stick. And, whoa, hey mate, as you can see, it's a lot easier on a mountain bike, right mate? But it didn't look like he was having a huge challenge to get through here. Come on. That's not the time to accidentally change chain rings for the big ring. But, you know, full suspension trail bike there, full face helmet, just, you know, plodding along. Why not have something that makes this a real challenge? And can still do it. If you can, then get a bike that's properly rewarding. Come on, get that biting bite on those zips. And again, that back end, just a lovely balance between smooth traction and a lot of power feedback. All right, cheers lads. Cheers. So you can really feed the what's in, and then just knowing you've got that bit of control and compliance that keeps Danny alive on the biggest drops imaginable. This means mere mortals can go at a leafy, cobbly, rooty, medieval drove road descent with a bit more confidence and just laugh it up when you're opposite locking under power down single track like this. I mean, this would be so dull on a conventional bike, but on this I am properly riding by the seat of my pants, and it's awesome. No need to get in a car or van and get to a trail centre to restore your thrill balance. Just get behind some drop bars on a bike that's really up for it. Oh, pub 8. This is where I'm glad. Oh, sorry. On in. Hello. That seems appropriate. I'm seeing a lot of spaniels today. If I had to characterise this as anything, it is that I'm going out whatever spaniel character. That however much you've done, it's like more please, more. Whereas previous Stig was a bit of a greyhound, maybe faster when it were on one, but you knew you'd done it for sure. Whereas this, even on 8-9 hour days in the saddle, still felt sublime every time I shut a gate and climbed back on. I mean, this isn't actually an official Santa Cruz build. It's a test bike that SRAM sent me for testing the new Force Axis wide range. So there'll be a separate test video on that, and also the Zipp 303S and Firecrest wheels, and there'll be separate videos on those as well. But you can get a SRAM. Morning, thank you. Axis Force 2x build, but it comes with reserve 25mm rims, DT Swiss 350 hubs, and it doesn't come with the Zipp finishing kit. And they're just over 8 kilos, even with these chunky Zipp gravel tyres on and these Zipp wheels. It's not shy of getting some elevation in really efficiently and quickly. And I've spent a lot of time riding it with 28mm road tyres on as well. In this road trim, if you want to come out and play at World Championship roadies, then the Stig is well up for that as well. And to be honest, with 28mm on is when you really appreciate the ride quality of this frame. Because obviously, you know, fat tyres on wide rims will make most bikes feel pretty smooth, but as a super tough road bike with, you know, mudguard fixtures as well for that all-weather versatility, you know, it works just as well as a admittedly rather top end and expensive day in day out workhorse bike. But if that helps you justify having something really special for adventures and for the weekend or for racing cross on, then it's money well spent, I reckon. And while it might not have the stability and leverage of a super wide bar and a slack sub 70 head angle, that precision in that McCaskill material foot and a complete lack of any braking flex or just, you know, the fact that you can bike on your left hand side, please. Thank you very much. Cheers. The fact that it's just pin sharp feedback throughout, but still with a little skim of traction and forgiveness and compliance to boost whatever rubber you're wearing, you know, amp up the control. That little forgiving crucial amount just makes it a proper hoop on techie twisty single track too. You know, if you've got a modern trail bike or enduro bike, whatever, and you want another bike for commuting, getting fit on, and you don't know whether to get, you know, an XC bike or a road bike or a winter bike or a cross bike, just get one of these. You know, get something that, all right, all the bikes you need, but with a massive dose of rewarding fun, speed and responsiveness thrown in as well. You know, compromise and versatility doesn't have to lose out on that visceral, vibrant and responsive feeling, not when you get it as right as this. So there's no doubt, you know, Stig doesn't stick out like it used to because there are so many more bikes that have followed its lead in this capable, fatter tyre, more fun, more versatile take on drop bar riding. And it's more mellow in the way the frame feels and the way it handles, but still at its heart, it's got that tyre sliding, snap and bark, crackle, rally car overrun that it always had, that just makes it such an awesome bike to just rag, ride, cruise, whatever you want to do on it. Stig, pretty much guarantee you have an awesome time. So there you go, I've dodged this day long enough. Stig finally has to go home, and I hope you realise from what I've said in the live ride review, that is a particularly painful day, because this bike has just been an absolute joy to have on the wall and be able to ride for the past 6 months. And probably the best thing I can say about it is I just wish I'd ridden it more, because every time I've gone out on it, whether it's had road wheels in, gravel wheels, where I've been doing adventuring stuff or thrashing it out for a
you know, quick training session on a night when there's, you know, a bit more capability and fatter tyres and a bit stronger frame, just means you don't worry about leaves everywhere or big potholes. Oh, I'm just rambling on. It's just an awesome bike. Yes, it's a premium price, but you really are getting super pedigree performance. So thank you very much for SRAM for sending me this test bike in. Thanks very much to my Patreon supporters who subscribe to the channel, and they get a small and they get exclusive behind the scenes and extended edits and more of a conversation with me as a thank you for that. So if you really like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider subscribing on a monthly basis for a very, very small sort of cup of tea and a biscuit sized pledge. Thanks to SRAM for sending in the bike. It's been awesome to have it for 6 months. Thanks to you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you already haven't. It's fallen over, hasn't it? Please subscribe if you already haven't. Click for notifications so you know when the next videos are coming up, because there will be videos on SRAM Force Axis wide range and on the Firecrest wheels. And then there's also the whole series of videos about King Alfred's Way, where I rode the Stig, put 400k into it off-road around the south of England. So all sorts of content relating to Stig, and there's even an unboxing if you want to see it when it was all lovely and brand new and fresh and clean, unlike it is now. There will be a tech talk round on this bike because I've waffled on too long on the live ride, so I'll have to do that separately. But luckily I did that when it was clean, so you can actually see the detail on that. So make sure you watch that, as well as the live ride review and all the other content that I've just mentioned. But I am rambling on as ever. This bike has been awesome. Thank you for being awesome and watching. I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, talking about the Santa Cruz Stigmata CC.